Hey there, John Morris here, johnmorrisonline.com. Welcome back to another episode of The John Morris Show. This one, how I turn the tables on Upwork and its evil algorithm. So I got this from Siddharth over on YouTube, and I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit just because the English is a little difficult, but I think you'll get the gist of this. So in February, when I was on a trip, this is what Siddharth said. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. So in February, when I was on a trip, I had done a job and it had 15 bids. Upwork closed my account due to the customer not responding, and they didn't respond to anyone. And many of the offers expired, but Upwork wrote me and said, "Best of luck with your career apart from Upwork." So basically, something had happened and there was an issue or a misunderstanding or whatever it was, and Upwork no longer wanted him as a part of their platform as a freelancer. And so he continues, "I was positive at that time, and I tell them I will learn sales. Now I have a very clear business model in a WooCommerce niche, and the tests have had 100% positive result. And it really doesn't depend on any site like Upwork or person, etc." So again, basically the gist of here, this issue had happened with Upwork, so he decided to take matters into his own hands and now has a very clear business model doing WooCommerce type sites for people, and it has nothing to do with Upwork, and he's not relying on any third party, etc. So someone responded to that comment and asked him what he does, and he said this, and this is kind of the part that I want to focus in on today. So he says, and they asked him how he goes about getting work then if he's not on Upwork, and how he markets himself. And he says, "Everywhere I can reach." That's simple. Everyone ignores their own market because these freelancing sites look so easy to work, but they're third parties, and I don't care too much about third parties. Also, I have a good grasp on SEO, so Google will help me. I also made an account on LinkedIn. I sent some offers on Facebook, which also gave me jobs. So you get the overall picture. That's how he sort of runs his business. So the reason I want to talk about this today is because he basically let the cat out of the bag without knowing it. This is exactly how I turned the tables on Upwork when I first started, and really started manipulating their algorithms to my advantage. Not in some sleazy way, but their algorithms are what they are, and there's ways that you can manipulate them to your advantage. So I did it by not getting work from Upwork at first, not going out and bidding on a bunch of jobs, getting rejected and feeling like a big stinky loser. Well, I did do that at first, actually, but it sucked, and I realized that, and so I tried something different. And that was actually what created my YouTube channel. That's why I started it in the first place. That's also why I started my blog. I started creating content and trying to show off what I knew and show off my skills in a kind of non-salesy, helpful way, and kind of attract people who might be interested in that sort of stuff and who ultimately might be interested in my services and eventually hire me. And then I would point people back to my Upwork profile. Now, obviously, this channel has morphed since then, gone through several evolutions and so forth, but that's actually why I started it in the first place, was to start getting work on Upwork, and it worked. Now, at first, it was 2 or 3 job requests a month, but as this channel grew, as my blog grew, etc., I started getting a lot more traffic. I started to get a lot more people hiring me. And at first, those clients weren't necessarily, those jobs weren't always the best jobs. They weren't always the best clients, but I was ecstatic because I was actually getting work. The trick here with this, though, and the way that you use this to manipulate Upwork, is that when those people hired me, I had them hire me on Upwork. Now, why would I do that? Because it helped build my job history. It helped build my ratings. It helped build my success rate, all of that stuff. So by getting my own work, but bringing it, instead of just doing it outside of Upwork, actually having those people, and I did this. I even created videos for clients when they wanted to hire me. I said, I do everything through Upwork. If that's what you want to, if you want to work with me, you're just going to have to go over there, You're going to have to create an account. You have to create a job. You're going to have to invite me to it. I have a whole video that I would send them that show them exactly how to do it. And I would have them create an invite-only job over there so that they wouldn't get inundated with all these other people and I might lose the job. So in this video, I showed them exactly how to do it. And I would send them that video and they'd go over there. They'd create an account. They would create their little project and then they would invite just me to it. I would, of course, accept it. And that's how I would do the work. And I did that because I wanted to get those rankings, those ratings, all of those algorithms working in my favor. And so it helped take all of that stuff that Upwork uses to push the best freelancers to the top and use it to my advantage by going out there and getting the work on my own. And sure enough, as time went on, I moved up in their searches. And before I knew it, as I've mentioned, I was getting to 20 to 30 job invites in a single day. And I did it without bowing at Upwork's feet. I worked outside of their platform to build my name on their platform. And that's really the big secret, whether it's you've tried it and whatever all the things that I get, people who have tried it and they struggle and didn't have success, people who are brand new and don't have the job history and they're like, how do I create job history if I can't get work without it? It's kind of a catch-22. All of that, the answers to all of that stuff is if you rely on Upwork and rely on them to send you work, or you immediately go bid on a bunch of jobs, you'll likely not get hired or get hired by crap clients who are paying crap money. That, again, people have said that. It's 100% true. But if you approach this like a business, as if this is your thing, you're not just begging Upwork for work or hoping, putting, those kind of hope marketing or whatever you might call it. If you actually take ownership of it and treat it like this is what I'm doing, this is my business, I'm going to get work on my own, and you think long term, you get work on your own, and then you use Upwork to amplify your efforts, you'll be surprised how quickly things turn. And again, that's the key. It's the two in conjunction. It's not just creating a blog and a YouTube channel and then sending them to your own services page, because again, you're not leveraging the algorithms over on Upwork and the network effects that it has from being this big freelance site. You're going to have to grind out all of that on your own, which you can certainly do. And if you just go on Upwork and don't do anything else, well, then you're at the mercy of their algorithms and the way their system works. But if you put the two together, now you get one job and you put it over on Upwork, that creates some momentum. And then you get a second, creates a little more momentum, and that gets amplified by Upwork's system. So again, it's the two in conjunction with one another that is really the secret to all of this. And kind of the big thing that I want to get across to people in how to approach this and how to use Upwork as a tool. Now, again, I've said from the very beginning, I don't think you should stay on Upwork forever. Eventually, this side of it, the you getting work on your own, will become big enough that you can say goodbye to Upwork forever. And you can then point them to your services page and so forth, and you don't have to deal with Upwork. But you can use those network effects that Upwork has in the beginning to your advantage to help you get more work, and that will just help feed the entire system. Anyway, a lot of people, I've talked about this before, a lot of people have asked me how to do this step by step. Now, the exact details of how to set up your profile for this, linking to your profile the right way, what to do if you're not good or comfortable on camera or doing YouTube videos, etc. There's ways to deal with all of this. So I have decided to put together a full Upwork course. Now, I've already kind of laid out the outline. It's going to be 9 very simple steps from the very basics of picking a niche. You'll notice he picked a specific niche that he decided to work in, which is the first critical thing for you to do. So we start there with the basics of picking a niche, all the way through to your exit strategy and how to do everything along the way with an eye towards that exit strategy. So you're doing it in a way where when you decide to leave Upwork, it's seamless. New clients won't even notice. So again, this course is going to walk you through all of that to get off when you get all this. You can use Upwork to your advantage, use those networks, get going, and then eventually get off Upwork and on your own if you so choose. So I'm going to be releasing this the 4th of July, which I think releasing it Independence Day is fitting. And it'll be available both as a standalone product and through Patreon, as I've been promising that I would be putting this kind of stuff in there. So if you would like to be notified when it goes live, just head on over to johnmorrisonline.com/upworkclass. No uppercase, no hyphens, no spaces, just all one word, johnmorrisonline.com/upworkclass. Enter your name and email address there, and I'll keep you in the loop. Now, just so you know, this will be a paid course. So don't bother signing up for notifications if you're just a freebie seeker or you're not going to have the cash when the time comes. I don't know what I'm going to charge for it yet, but it is going to be a paid course. So I want to gauge genuine interest in this sort of thing. So don't bother signing up if that's just a big heartburn issue for you. Also, the standard disclaimer that I think I have to put out with any of this stuff, you're still going to have to work hard. This isn't going to be some magic make my life all great solution. It's not going to be these fancy, sexy tricks that, it's none of that stuff. It's simple fundamentals, but it's fundamentals that work. And it's 9 very simple steps that you can take to use Upwork to your advantage to get going and then eventually get out on your own. So now you're free to do whatever you want. You're not under anybody's thumb. You don't have to play by anybody else's rules except your own. So again, that is johnmorrisonline.com/upworkclass, all one word, all lowercase. All right, that'll do it for this episode. Again, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.